After I recorded the Just an Illusion album, I went on a tour where I was opening for Chaka Khan. And on one of the tour dates in LA at the Greek Theater, I opened for her, and after the show, somebody said to me, man, did you see Prince? He was checking you out. I'm like, Prince was checking me out? He's like, yeah, he was right there on the side of the stage. I'm like, well, where is he? Oh, he's gone now. I was like, oh man, you know? So that was my first interaction with Prince indirectly, in a way, if you will. In 1999, through my association with Brian LaRota and Barrett LaRota and Fareed, I got invited by Prince to attend his concert at Madison Square Garden in New York City. And I sat next to Maxwell, as a matter of fact. We were sitting together checking out the show. And Prince sent word to me through, I think it was his attorney, Londell. He said he would like for me to come to his after party. So I had my flute with me. I went to the after party and played. And then about 3 weeks later, I get a call from Dougie Fresh. And Dougie Fresh says, yo, the artist is looking for you. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, man, he checked out this videotape of you playing at the after party, and he wanted to know how he can get in touch with you. I was like, well, tell him call me. So I get a call from this guy. I guess it was a security guy or somebody. He says, Najee? I said, yes. He says, the artist wants to speak with you, but he's gonna have to call you back. Click. About 5 minutes later, same guy gets on. He says, Najee, I have the artist on the phone. I'm like, okay. Now I'm starting the anxiety's starting to build up, right? So he goes, hey man, what's up? I'm like, I don't know what's up. He says, when you and I getting together? Now, you know, I didn't know how to take that. I mean, you know, I heard the stories. I don't know if they were true or not, but back then, which they probably weren't. And I said, I don't know, man, you know, I don't know. He says, what you doing? I'm like, I'm at home. He says, why don't you come out to Minneapolis? I said, when? He says, come out right now. I'm like, I can't come out right now. When can you come out? Oh, I don't know, maybe about next week. He said, okay, I'll have somebody call you back. Click. That was it. Totally weird for me. Well, needless to say, about maybe an hour later, I get a call from a travel agent, and they booked both Fareed and I, first class out there, the whole nine, and that's my whole association where it started with Prince. I went out to Minneapolis, and it started out as just jam sessions. You know, we get out there and we're just, you know, from like midnight to 2 in the morning, you know, we just jam sessions, that was it. Sometimes from 2 in the morning to 4 in the morning. And then one day he comes to me and he says, I want you to record this album with me. And that ended up being the Rainbow Children album. And the beautiful thing about that record was when I recorded with him, it was just he and I in the studio. So I'd be on one side of glass, he would actually be engineering the session and communicating to me the parts that he wanted, you know, on the record. And then after that, we recorded that record, which took about 2 days. He comes to me, he says, hey man, I would like you to join the MPG. I was like, sure man, I'd love it. He says, I'd like you to join for a 2-week tour, but I got a problem. I said, well, what is it? He says, I don't know what to pay you. I said, well, I don't know what to charge you. And then he said to me, he said, well, what do you need? I said, what do you mean, what do I need? He says, you need a house? I'm like, no, man, I don't need a house. He said, and then we never talked money, because back then Prince wasn't into contracts. And that was that. And then I started the 2-week tour, which ended up, at the end of the whole thing, ended up being 3 years in his band.